Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Marvel. And today we got something new because as you can see in the video, because I last time you saw the part two of when I tried Geometry Dash. I had a lot of fun, and yes, you guys also had fun. So I thought, why just not do part three a lot early? But this time, not a gameplay, not in game, but on a reaction, because I'm gonna react to some of all Geometry Dash's game modes, because and this is say 1.0 to 2.2, because the 2.2 is the recent update and 1.0 is the oldest update that Geometry Dash had. And yes, it is by Moldy. Big shout out to him. And yes, let's get started.
Geometry Dash game modes have evolved, once being as simple as jumping over spikes, but now...
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, make sure you stick around until the end of the video, since there are some crazy custom game modes and stories that you may not have heard of.
This is gonna be really
our journey
crazy.
begins in Update 1.0. This update introduced two new game modes, the default cube mode and the ship. However, an interesting fact is that the ship originally only used one player color. In fact, you can still see this today in the game's official artwork. It seems dropped up as more than just the game to update.
Oh.
This update also introduced the first instance of the UFO game mode. The real Darnock, who is commonly regarded as Geometry Dash's first ever creator, having the first ever rated level in the game, made this level. It is very likely that this level inspired the UFO that would come a whole 4 updates later. Update 1.1 did not introduce any new game modes per se, but...
So, like they're saying that the oldest update, like the update that the Geometry Dash started with was 1.0, and it had two different game modes. A cube, as you can see, and a ship. And I want to go back a little bit.
This update introduced two new game modes. Games dropped up as more than just the game to update. This update introduced two new...
Yeah, like you can find. But it's very completed. Once you can say the ship and the cube. Because as you can see, this guy's icon. Seems like there's a lot of game modes that I can find. And I'm gonna be covering up very soon. Just stick out today's video.
Who is commonly regarded as Geometry Dash's first ever creator, having the first ever rated level in the game, ended in 2.2. While definitely disorienting the players at the time, probably because of this, the community has definitely gotten bored of it, with most new levels not even bothering to use it. If you want to call blinding the player a custom game mode, then I guess that was invented in this update, but I think we would all like to actually see the level we are playing. Update 1.2 introduced the ball game mode, with it being the first game mode with the ability...
So 1.2 adds the ball, and as you can see, as I'm seeing that the ball goes up and down, I think it suits gravity because this guy's ball is literally a dragon.
To change the player's gravity. It also features more closed borders, being only 8 blocks tall, compared to the 10 blocks that the ship game mode is. The ball game mode so far did not have that much potential for new custom game modes, basically only being able to recreate the UFO. While that had already been done in 1.0 with the cube, when using the ball, I found it had much better physics, making it more fun to play. While introducing lots of new blocks and decorations, 1.3 did not bring any new game modes. However, it did bring us a new jump ring and jump pad. Using the new ring, we can create the first instance of the swing copter. The same can even be applied to the ship, creating something resembling the wave but with very wonky controls. Update 1.4 introduced the size portals, allowing you to make your icon smaller. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Except for the drama it caused. When the mini mode was added, some people noticed that gravity seemed to be stronger, specifically as the mini ship, affecting the physics. Many players noted that it was a hard game mode to master, making it probable that this could have very well been the new hardest game mode. In fact, many players still reported their difficulties with this game mode numerous updates after it was released.
3 years ago.
Finally, after months since it was first theorized, the UFO mode is here.
Introducing new mode on 1.5, the UFO. Seems like a UFO is basically like the ship, but you have to spam like the ship. Not that spam, like as a ship, I just try to spam try to go as straight as possible. But as the UFO, you go a lot up. If you spam too much, you will go very high and you can die a lot. So you need to precise those clicks. This is what UFO is standard.
Or by its official name, the bird. Along with it came the hundreds of flappy...
Oh yes. The bird actually means the Flappy Bird. If we all didn't know what Flappy Bird is, it's actually the recreation of the UFO.
Bird levels, and I mean hundreds. Also, the UFO in combination with blue orbs would be used as the new current wave prototype, as they controlled much better than the ship. While not introducing any new game modes, 1.6 added these breakable blocks, which can be used to create some wild custom game modes. For example, we can make a UFO that can only go up until its gravity is switched, and, this mess. 1.7 introduced speed portals, which, make you go fast. Look, why am I even explaining this? This allowed for previous game modes to be much harder to control. Since this required players to adjust to a bunch of new speeds, they had to gain new muscle memory. This made the 3x speed portal the new hardest game mode in the game. So much so, levels like To the Stars were commonly thought of as one of the new hardest levels, but nowadays, it isn't even an insane demon. So, throw everything you think you know about wacky custom game mode physics out the window, since 1.8's dual mode slope hybrid is a nightmare, combining the two most buggiest features in the game together. Want to make it even more annoying? Make the level 2-player, since we all know Geometry Dash players don't have any friends. Anyway, one of the most famous 1.8 custom game modes uses the dual ball mix.
This is not a game mode, but because like as he just say it's a dual ball. So there's dual portal game modes that actually I'm seeing right now. So one ball that stays up and just skips a lot of things, and one ball stays down. It looks like it's a mini, and it can just fly because due to the blue orbs, as I can see, because the blue orbs change the gravity once you hit them, and there is a
with the blue jump orb, creating what is still used to this day as a swing copter. You can even throw in some blue jump pads to get this cool effect.
Oh yeah, the pads make it kinda different.
Also, don't forget about asymmetrical duels. The wave is still considered one of the hardest game modes to master. So much so...
Oh, no, I'm sorry for very skips, but for in theory, I'm gonna pause a lot, so you have to stay tuned, bro. Because, and now, at 1.9, their laptop introduced the wave game mode. So this is actually a wave game mode that is actually basically to kind of ship, but it's not ship, but it's thinner. It has a small hitbox, and you can spam us all you want, because some new players out there like me, you can just spam this. If you see this game mode like, whoa, what is this? What if I just spam it? You can win, but yes, it has a very high chance that you might die at stupid deaths. So I guess it's a best for the best, worst for the worst. I don't know, bro.
That some of the most famous top 1 extreme demons are literally 9 circles levels, which focus specifically on the wave.
Oh my god.
What's even more interesting, however, is what happens when you combine the wave with the mini portal.
Bro. What the?
You can practically create a whole new game mode doing that, as this thing is...
this is the mini wave, yeah. Mini wave means smaller hitbox, but it's not the same as the big wave. The big wave goes like a, what you guessed, wave version. The mini wave goes like the waves that you come at the slurch at the
pretty much impossible to control for a casual player such as myself. And why not make it even harder by tossing a yellow gravity portal into the mix? 2.0 introduced the robot, which is basically just a cube but with higher jumping capability.
Now 2.0 introducing robot. And yes, I'm sorry for a lot of skips, but introducing the robot. So as I can say, let's hear this first.
However, where this update really shines is with the potential for custom game modes, thanks to the introduction of real triggers such as Move and Alpha. One famous new game mode idea uses the dual mode, where...
Okay, I'm sorry, it didn't say that, but I'm gonna explain this for you, because I already watched this video, and now I'm gonna react to with you guys. So why not? Because with robot even works that. So a robot and is like similar to cube, but it's not that much similar, because robot you can hold to like extra jump, because robot has some jetpacks. It has extra boost, so like a cube, like the cube game mode, so you can like jump over like 2 to 3 spikes. But as a robot, you can do more than the cube did. So it's actually like a better version of cube. And yes, you have to line that but the line up very carefully. So it's a disadvantage and advantage. So okay.
Every time you click, the level changes, usually with certain objects being toggled on and off. You can make this more variable by just taking the 2-player mode button. Another interesting thing 2.0 introduced was non-linear levels, where basically you lock the level to the player and move it in ways that make it look like the player is going in directions it could never normally go.
What the?
So many new custom game modes were created in this update that there's no way we can go over.
And yes, for a fact, I'm never gonna beat all these levels that are showing up in the video, bro. I'm too new to beat one of these levels, bro. They're too crazy hard.
For all of them in this video. However, 2.1 introduced even more. While the spider is interesting on its own.
Oh yeah, introducing spider at 2.1 update, because this is the update before 2.2 and it took 7 years. So 2.1 introduces spider, as you can see. It's very basically same as the ball, but it goes instantly, like as a ball. The ball game also do ups and downs, but it takes some time to get up. It took some time to get down. But as a spider game mode, you can go up very like 1 millisecond. If you and yes, you can spam it, but as a ball, not so much. So as a spider, there are some very tight gaps, and imagine you are the spider and you have to say like, how can I say? Yeah, very tight obstacles. So as a ball, you cannot do that, but as a spider, you can. You can just teleport up. But yes, the fact that it's gonna be very hard.
Where 2.1 really shines with its more advanced triggers, allowing for more custom game mode potential. Agent JDN is a creator who created numerous levels featuring custom game modes early in the update, including a better swingcopter prototype, using gravity portals that toggle on every click. Some other popular custom game modes are the train, springboard, and look, the point is, custom game mode possibilities basically became endless. Like, seriously, Sir Punch even managed to create a top-down Zelda-like custom game mode. Players even managed to recreate the 2.2 platformer mode, and it actually has surprisingly good physics. Like, seriously, I can play like this no problem. Speaking of the 2.2 platformer mode, that alone has a lot of potential for custom game modes, because it adds a new input option to the game, meaning we can now have 3 sources of input, rather than the 2 that the game currently supports. Also, we can't forget about the official Swingcopter game mode. While the dual-mode Swingcopter prototype has alright physics compared to other options, the official game mode by far plays the best. Now for the jetpack, which is a lesser-known new game mode, probably because it is literally just the ship game mode retextured. Nevertheless, it has a really cool design. Remember how
yeah. Now introducing the 2.2 jetpack. So the jetpack, the how do you get jetpack? Yeah, it actually at platformer mode. If you don't know, it's actually another game mode that I forgot to mention it when I was not recording the video, because my previous record was not recorded because I forgot to turn on the record section, because I'm a dumbass, bro. But yes, the jet, or you can call it jetpack, because it's actually basic to the normal game mode shape, but you have to control it very precisely, and you can go wherever you want, bro. So it can be done in platform world.
Said that the platformer mode has more input options? Well, some creators have already tested that out, creating a full-on combat system where you can actually attack enemies. Okay, but these are all features we currently have access to through mods. However, there are some features that were previewed in the sneak peek that we do not yet have the option to experiment with.
Like, what
While I would not consider gravity portals to be a completely unique
that is
game
gonna come
mode,
soon.
the new 2.2 gravity controls are definitely a worthy contestant. Just look at this. 2 reverse trigger makes the mirror game mode kind of pointless. While they do 2 completely different things, one reversing the player and one flipping the screen, they probably won't work well in unison. But I mean, that probably won't stop the community from doing that anyway. Now we have to look towards the future. There are so many possibilities.
And now for the final and the last time I'm pausing, we are finally introduced to the swing game mode. Because as a swing game mode, you can like see, wait, what? How is this work? Is this work as Like a space shuttle? No, bro. It's the same as like the one I said. It's like a two balls that one ball sticks up with a lot of orbs, and one ball stays down, and it can fly if you press it, because the two-player game mode. I said it before. The swing copter works as similar to them, but has a bigger hitbox, bro. So it's actually like a, what do you say? In interconventional designs? I don't know, bro. What am I even saying at this point?
Possibilities for the official 2.3 game mode, although there are even more possibilities for.
And yes, some people say that 2.3 is gonna come soon, or 2.21.
Player-made custom game modes. With new triggers and even more possibilities coming in future updates, the truth is, the community will probably create their own game modes to further rival the official ones. The community has already outdone Robbed Up in many ways in the editor.
Cannot beat
whether
any
it
of
be
this
incredible
levels,
decoration or other revolutionary creations, game modes are just the next logical step for the community to expand in.
Okay, so that was it for this video. Please like and subscribe, because this time I reacted to all the Geometry Dash game modes with all you guys. So what do you think out of all of them? What should I do next? Please like and subscribe, and peace.